Hey everyone, I'm Daniel Cohn, editorial director here at Spin. We're here with Joe from Nothing But Thieves. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice one,
So,
man.
talk about a topic that is probably going to be dear to you all. You just came off stage, played in front of a lot of people out there. So there's, as you saw, there's fewer things culturally that unite people more than music, and a lot of issues that have been dividing the world can be solved if people engage with each other. And I'm sure out in the crowd there was people who probably disagreed on a lot of things that were rocking out to you all. So what role do you think that music plays in society?
I think, I'm lucky enough to travel around the world seeing that everywhere I go, right? And I think that's actually one of the lucky things that I get. And when you kind of realize that basically what you have in a room or in a field is like a group of people that probably don't agree on everything, but it's one thing that unites that group of people together. They like a certain band or they like a certain genre of music, and I don't know, that's kind of healing and actually kind of good to remember, especially when it comes for me to come to sort of this side of the world where again we'd probably have like a lot of different politics, a lot of people especially this side of the world, and what I would have, but it's not the be all and end all. And I think that's kind of that sort of tribalistic culture. Sometimes it's good to ignore that a little bit for a certain time of day at least.
Do you remember the first time an artist or song impacted you personally?
Well, the first song that ever impacted me was I'm not sure. Well, you could say maybe culturally it was All My Life by Foo Fighters. It kind of that's what made me pick up a guitar. I guess that changed my life and brought me into a culture of rock music, I suppose. And I feel like rock music inherently has a place with other sort of cultural roles and political roles, and that's kind of how like I discovered bands like Rage and a lot of bands I listen to like Blur, that they're always speaking about these cultural issues. And I think sort of being involved in that's why with our music, I'm always comfortable talking about that. I write the lyrics for Nothing But Thieves, right? So it's always felt kind of intrinsic with our music that we were going to do that, I guess because of what I grew up listening to.
With technology changing, I mean, you probably see it every day with Spotify and Apple and all these customized playlists and curated things. What do you think about the value of what an big album release used to be, or a big song? Does this have the same impact?
Well, I mean, if I was born 20 years ago, I'd be a lot richer. I mean, we just released a synth-based concept record in an age where it seems pop punk and guitars are coming back, so what the hell do I know? But I think there's still value in the album. I think we have a single culture more than we ever have, but I think if you really get down to the bones of what a fan relates to and like how I consume music, and if I look at my favorite artists and my favorite bands, I think you want something at a deeper level and something that explains a lot more. And I think that's why an album has still has a purpose now. So that's why we wrote a concept album this time around, because I still believe in that. That's what I like to listen to. And all those singles have a place. I'm not really sort of ragging on that. I think they've actually really helped our band doing EPs and stuff in between albums. That's been really great. And I like it's not too regimented anymore. Before it used to be, album tour, album tour, album tour. It's actually a bit more exciting now. I just kind of relish in having the option to do both, I guess.
Nice. And how do you personally hope that the band is able to make an impact on your fans and the world at large?
It's actually something I've noticed a lot on this tour around, because we haven't been to America for 5 years because pandemic, and just because we were meant to tour Moral Panic, our last album here, and Connor, our singer, he had surgery on his throat. It's actually one of the reasons he's got to rest up. But I've noticed it a lot this time round. If I'm totally honest, when we're writing an album, writing songs or whatever, it's actually a purely selfish endeavor. It just is. Like, I don't really think about that or how it might affect other people. It's more what we want to write at the time, what we've got bored of writing before. That's kind of our writing's very reactionary. It's like, okay, well, I've done that. I don't want to write the same song again. What's next for us? which I think is one of the reasons that our albums sound quite different. This album, the latest one, being by far the most different that we've ever done before. But coming out here and being on the road is when you really start to understand the effect it has on other people, and things that maybe you wrote about that affect you have more of a universal appeal. And it's actually one of the best things I think about the job that I have, seeing that. It's very heartwarming, and I think something we speak about, like, as I say, because it's even now it comes as a bit of a surprise to us. As I say, I think because we normally write for ourselves, and then eventually you get to a point where it's like, okay, other people do think. I guess actually what you were saying before, I guess when you get people in a room and they're like-minded people, just because of that, it spoke to them. Spoke to me when I wrote it, spoke to them when they heard it. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for stopping by. Is there anything else you want to tell the people out there?
No, it's nice to be back, and thanks for having me.